Hello, this is Nice Wander, and you're watching the Nowman Show. And today I'm here with David Bowie's piano man, Mike Garson. Hello, it's great to see you again.
Likewise.
This is fantastic. So a lot has happened, actually, since we were last in this room together. The David Bowie celebration concert I attended at the Wiltern.
Sting was kind of a wild highlight both nights. He was supposed to come just one night. He liked it so much he came back. And he sang, I think, Lazarus, right?
And he did Black Star.
Anyone who has the real jazz sensibility tends to like to create in the moment.
When you met Eno, obviously you saw the magic of the chemistry of those two guys working together.
When you experience the transcendent, negativity starts to lift away like bright light of peace radiating.
Peace is a state of existence, and we certainly can get there.
If the forest is to be green, every tree must be green. If there's going to be peace on earth, everybody has to feel that quality of peace.
By becoming one with the world, we'll become one with each other.
Individual transformation is global transformation.
What inspired you at the very beginning to make this film?
Post 9/11, I think everything changed in our country, and I found myself at the JFK airport with a bottle of water, and within, I would say, 4 minutes, I had about 5 TSA agents around me. Wow. Basically saying, you need to give up your water, you're going to be arrested. And it really had a profound impact to me.
Wow.
And at that moment, I started to question America, our freedom, our civil liberties. And obviously, I didn't want to get arrested, so I gave up my bottle of water.
You just finished a talk here at Politicon, and I have a quote here of you said, "We are living a lie. Our day of reckoning is now here." Can you elaborate on that?
Did she say that or did I?
You said that.
Oh, I can't believe I said that.
I don't know.
We got it on tape. So.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a printing error. Well, we are living a lie, don't you think?
Yeah.
We are in a facade.
Because we don't represent the people that we have in this country. Our voting percentages are sucky.
Yeah.
They're sucky. And we keep finding, in this particular case, the Republicans keep creating voting machine problems, question the constant gerrymandering of districts, both locally and statewide. And unless the people rise up and say enough, because we're even corrupting the courts now.
It is an illusion, though.
It is an
I
illusion.
agree, a facade that we've been living in. Just the reality is that the two-party system has not been serving we, the people. And so until and when we rise together as a nation, as a world, as a country world, that's when we're going to bring about real change, believing in change and hope. That's where we stand at with Ed and being a supporter of Free and Equal Elections Foundation, which I founded, but it's for the people. This foundation's for you guys. And so that's really, consciousness is rising, and
Yes.
We are seeing what's real and what isn't real.
Hello, this is Nice Wander, and you're watching the Nowman Show, Arete Media News. Queen and Adam Lambert are on tour promoting the 40th anniversary of the album News of the World. The biopic Bohemian Rhapsody is being produced with Robert De Niro's Tribeca Film Company and starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. And speaking of Rami Malek, my current favorite television series is Mr. Robot, which stars Rami Malek, Christian Slater, and so many more great actors, and it begins season 3 in the fall of 2017. Now, for those of you not familiar with the series, it's the story of a computer hacker by the name of Elliot Alderson, who is played by Rami Malek, along with a hacktivist group that includes Mr. Robot, played by Christian Slater, who are all determined to take down the huge multinational E, or as they like to call, evil corporation. The new trailer for season 3 was captioned, "The old world is dead, and it's time to create a new one." And along with images taken from the new season, you will hear some of the lyrics from the late Leonard Cohen's Democracy recited as a poem. Yes, indeed, democracy is coming to America.
Well, there's a period in my life when I was trying to write standards. A guy, a baritone player for Tower of Power, came up to me one day, Doc, I think his name is, and he said, "Leon, how do you get all those people to cut your records?" I said, "I've had 12 #1 records. Nobody has ever cut any of them but Tower of Power." And I said, "Well, maybe your lick's too complicated. I don't know. I mean, standards, when you write standards, when you first hear a standard, it sounds just like a little tune, you know." And then you come back and you hear it later, and then you hear it 20 years later. They're different. I was trying, when I wrote Masquerade, I was trying to write a standard. I wrote Song for You. I was trying to write a song that Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra could sing, a blues song that Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra could sing. 20 years ago, I don't know what the number is now, but 20 years ago, Song for You had been cut 129 times. I don't know, that was before Ray Charles cut it. Masquerade was cut 43 times before George Benson cut it. I mean, I try to write standards. I don't try to write hits.
Hello, this is Nice Wonder. You're watching the Nowman Show, and my guest right now is Francesco Lupica, who is a musician based out of California. And he's played in numerous bands, including Shanti. He's now a solo artist. He made an album called The Cosmic Beam Experience. Since that time, he's performed many live shows. He's had his music in sound design as well as additional music in films such as Terrence Malick's The Thin Red Line, also the winner of the Palme d'Or Award at the Cannes Film Festival in 2011 for the film Tree of Life with Brad Pitt and Sean Penn. There's been sound effects with the Cosmic Beam Experience in films such as Star Trek The Motion Picture, and most recently, you can hear his music in Martin Scorsese's Silence and also Jordan Voight Roberts' Kong Skull Island. Here is Francesco Lupica and the Cosmic Beam Experience right now.
really started getting into studying arranging and to learn how to improvise. Sonny Rollins was a great improviser.
Yes.
And I was always saying, well, how can they do that? You know? And then you start finding out, well, the chord is there and it lasts for this long, so there's certain things you could do there, and then over here it's another thing. Back then it was more that kind of a thing than just play anything.
That's right. I mean? There was a structure, and then it laid out the process of what you could do in improvisation.
That's right, and also form. Form. There's a form to it.
Yep, that's right.
You have to be mathematically inclined.
That's right.
That's the most important, because it definitely brings all of that together in one.
You got to understand how the math works.
Yes,
exactly. To tell the truth, anybody could learn how to play and be very proficient on their own without learning anything.
Right,
that's right.
The problem happens when you try to play with somebody else.
That's right.
That's right. That's when the problem comes. When you got more people in the room, then all of a sudden you gotta be able to tell them. You can't just say, "Look."
I know, right?
This is this. That's.
And it's also relationship oriented, because that's part of the chemistry in pulling it all together, so there is unity.
Yeah.
Because that's how you have the harmony and the unity.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm a big fan of melody. I love melody as well. I mean, that's where I start.
Yeah.
I don't just like melody, but when there's a strong melody, then it really pulls me in.
Well, they all work together.
Yeah,
for sure. Harmony, melody, and rhythm. That's the three elements.
Exactly.
And the element that's passionate, that hurts, that moves people, and is the rhythm. Rhythm is the big part of it.
Drums.
We all have the rhythm to begin with.
Exactly.
Then if you got a good ear, you can hear the melody.
Right.
But if you really want to know the harmony, you got to pay a little bit of attention.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
Abre tus ojos para ver lo que vas a recorrer. No te vayas a perder. Mi hermano, mi amigo, saca la mano, sal del olvido. El camino se vuelve hermoso, bórralo con este ritmo sabroso. Siente como rompe tu mente. Europa, África y Medio Oriente. Indio nativo, yo lo digo en esta casa, estás bienvenido. Ya no sé qué puedo hacer, creo que voy a enloquecer. El fuego empieza a encender, vamos a hacerlo crecer. ¿Cuánto tiempo voy a esperar hasta que el mundo empiece a terminar? Vente nena, embárrate en mi cama, ya sé que tus padres son de Alabama, no hay drama. Yo me mezclo contigo, hagamos una fiesta, digamos hijos de insisto. Cuidado con mi pista que te hace pequeño, te arrastra y te pisa. Te escupo la verdad en la cara, mi letra exclama. Ya no sé qué puedo hacer, creo que voy a enloquecer. El fuego empieza a encender, vamos a hacerlo crecer. no sé qué puedo hacer. Creo que voy a enloquecer. El fuego empieza a encender. Vamos a hacerlo crecer. Ya no sé qué puedo hacer. Creo que voy a enloquecer. El fuego empieza a encender. Vamos a hacerlo crecer. Vamos a hacerlo crecer.
I'm Dan.
How you doing, Dan?
Nice Wander, the Nowman Show. And what brings you to the event tonight?
I'm actually presenting an award to a friend of mine, Antonello, who has a whole differently abled kind of campaign for clothing and things like that. A brand for all, essentially. That's what the brand is for, and it's exciting. I'm presenting it. My thing is I'm becoming the first differently abled pop artist and singer. So I perform with Coldplay and Bruno Mars and doing some stuff there, so it's exciting.
Fantastic. I heard you have a great version of Imagine. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was on a TV show a few years ago. I auditioned for, and I sung Imagine, and 500 million views later, I was signed with Philip Lawrence of the Bruno Mars camp, and now working with and being mentored by Chris Martin from Coldplay, and I'm doing some awesome stuff there, about to release an album, and so lots of cool stuff happening. TV show, number of things.
That's fantastic. Give us your name again.
Emmanuel Kelly.
And where can people find your music right now?
You can go online just on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Emmanuel Kelly Official, or YouTube. At the moment, we have a single coming out very, very soon, so it's exciting.
Fantastic. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for being on the Nowman Show. Hello, this is Nice Wonder. I'm here at the Music Awards at the Hard Rock with the Siren, Kaisi Berick. It's great to see you again, Kaisi. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling fantastic, and I love seeing you, man, every time. Great energy.
Thank you. It's always great to see you. I can't wait to see your performance tonight. And what's the presentation? What's the honor tonight that's being given to you?
So we performed in Las Vegas for one of these events, and they were so happy with what we brought to the table that they said they wanted to honor us for our live performance and have us do it again here. So it's like an award for, I guess, for our live performance aspect of everything.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, it's great to be honored. I understand how that is. What's next for you? Of course, you're going to be coming up soon on the Nowman Show. What else is coming up with the Siren? What's new?
Yeah, I love the Nowman Show, and it's socially conscious shows and events like that really drive me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. So the next thing coming up is I'm shooting some music videos right now for some singles coming out on Kiss FM later this year, or next year, in a few months from now. So that's going to be a big deal for me. I've been working towards that for a lot of years, and yeah, that's it. Radio release coming up soon. So
fantastic. So where can people learn more about your music? I know we've talked about that before, but you can always repeat it as much as you want.
All right, it's whatisthesiren.com.
I'm here at the Music Awards with Judy Tenuta. Judy, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. You didn't bring your accordion with you tonight.
Had to leave. Well, it's at the Betty Ford Clinic. Whoever needs it.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm working on a film, and it's an independent film, and then I'm going to be touring. I'm going to Palm Springs to do a show.
Yes. You were talking about the dichotomy. Yanis Varoufakis have a quote, but I can paraphrase him, and he said, we're at a point where we have to make a decision. Are we going to be subject to being the slaves to the owners of the machines, or are we going to insist that we live in a world that is like Star Trek?
Yeah.
He literally made that reference.
I mean,
we are at that point where we really, as a race, as a human race, not as a country, but as a whole planet, have to decide, what do we want here?
Space communism, please. Yes, and I mean, and the other thing is he mentions, and that on Doug Henwood's Behind the News, is that you have, you have, you know, the Matrix
Right.
or Star Trek. Now I would say we
Right.
still have the Mad Max in play. I mean, we deal with climate
Yes, we
change
do.
and nuclear warfare. We have Mad Max. It's always there as that third narrative. But certainly Star Trek and Matrix, with some controls on climate change and nuclear warfare to prevent those, that binary does work. But I don't want to rule out Mad Max. I mean, we have to bring that as part of
That's
the
true. I
discussion.
did like the soundtrack of that movie, though. It was actually, real quick, it was done by one of the authors of this book, which, by the way, Bang, The Complete History of the Universe, Brian May. That's Dr. Brian May, guitarist of Queen, everybody, who I would love to get on this show. He did the music for the Road Warrior movies, you know that.
The package of the art and the music together was an amazing, you know,
It was, really.
Thank you. You're welcome. John Coltrane, Love Supreme. I brought this because I thought that the photograph actually captured everything that's inside of it. It's a very serious, you know, piece. And I personally think that this is one of the most important pieces of popular music ever created. And as I tell people all
why
the
is that?
I think it connects with something that's deeply personal to him, and at the same time it explains a lot about the nature of being human. And this expressed his love for, you know, his deity, you know, what he believed.
Yeah.
And I think that when you sit down and listen to it, and if you're in a frame of mind where you're listening to it, it will make you connect with whatever, you know, you think. I always tell people that if there is a God, then she came down and she kissed John Coltrane and he made this album.
Wow.
So.
The guy from Goldman Sachs who, when the housing bubble broke, made a fortune by foreclosing homes of ordinary folk. Let him run the treasury, let all his days be spent crafting monetary policy just for the 1%.
Put the guy who's got a plan for privatizing Medicare up at Health and Human Services to give old folks a scare.
At the helm of education, let the gal who makes the rules be the one promoting vouchers to destroy the public schools.
Let the gent from Oklahoma who has sued the EPA run the agency suing cause it makes polluters pay. He'll be sure to shift their focus and they'll have to follow suit till the nation's big polluters have the freedom to pollute.
The optimal executive is someone with the wit to match people with job titles for that extra special fit.
Attorney General, a man who's got a grudge, whom the Senate found too racist to confirm him as a judge. A man who'll tell you Dixie is his favorite of songs, who's not protecting civil rights but waging civil wrongs.
And for the labor secretary, get the CEO of a chain of fast food restaurants that pay wages way too low. A man with safety violations brought a lot of fines, cause ignoring needs of working folks is how this fellow shines.
And at the State Department, get the Exxon CEO, who sees the nations of the world in terms of oil flow. He will represent America across continents and seas and act in the best interests of the oil companies.
Let the people hate the government because of what we do, then we'll privatize a lot of it and no one will say boo.
The past is gone, the future is yet to come. It's now, right now. The present is here, the future is near, but it's right now. You know, being with you makes the party complete. So keep the body moving and show us your happy feet. At the end of the night, when all is said and done, I wanna know I did the right thing and had a